O-goshi. In O-goshi, you pull your opponent forward with your arm around his waist, then throw on your waist. Move in with your hip low. Make your throw only after your opponent's hip is sufficiently close. With your left hand, pull your opponent out off balance, forward to your left. Bring his waist sufficiently close to place him on your hips. Then, with both elbows outstretched, pull him straight up to throw. With your left hand under your opponent's side, as you come to grapple, pull his waist close and perform O-goshi. Here the opponent's hanegoshi is turned into O-goshi. Pull your opponent's waist close as he attacks with a hanegoshi. Step up close with both your feet and throw using the O-goshi technique. This is not Tsuri-goshi. Uki-goshi. In Uki-goshi, you draw your opponent's waist in close using one of your arms, then throw using the twisting motion of your waist. In the practice form, the throw is made as your opponent attacks, as if to strike. In Uki-goshi, you throw in a twisting motion after bending back fully, using your left hip as the fulcrum. Your shoulder is placed deep under your opponent's arm, and your arm secures his waist positioned parallel to his belt. Look once again at how you bend your back, how your shoulder should be positioned, and how your waist is twisted. Let's see the difference between an O-goshi and Uki-goshi. In O-goshi, keep your knees bent and your waist low. Then straighten the knees and make the throw with an upward pulling movement. In Uki-goshi, your waist is only lowered shallowly and your lower left hip is made the fulcrum as you twist and throw. This is a rare film showing Professor Kano explaining his favorite technique, Uki-goshi, before the practice hall of Tokyo Higher Normal School in the early part of the century. Tsuri-goshi. In Tsuri-goshi, you grasp your opponent's belt from behind, then bringing him in close, lift and throw on your hip. You must defend against your opponent's Tsurikomi-goshi while you grasp his belt from under his arm as you throw. In this form of Tsuri-goshi, you grasp your opponent's belt over his shoulder. Pulling your opponent forward, you grasp his belt over his shoulder and throw using Tsuri-goshi. Throwing as you grasp the front part of your opponent's belt is also an application of the Tsuri-goshi technique. It's called a Tsuri-goshi only when the belt is grasped in making the throw. Tsurikomi-goshi. This is the kata form of Tsurikomi-goshi. The moment your opponent protects himself by bending backwards, lower your hips and making them the fulcrum of your throw, pull him down with both your arms. In randori, you pull your opponent up with both arms and throw him on your hips when moving either forwards or backwards. Take firm hold of the rear of your opponent's jacket when he's bent forward in a defensive posture to throw, pulling him up. This is also Tsurikomi-goshi. There is an application of Tsurikomi-goshi which is generally called Sode tsurikomi-goshi. By pulling up your opponent's arm, you destroy his balance. You then have a choice of either taking hold of his sleeve opening like this, or taking hold of the elbow section of his sleeve. When grasping the sleeve opening, you sometimes do so by pushing your opponent's hand away. The throw is made when he comes back with the same hand to grasp your jacket. Koshi-guruma. In Koshi-guruma, you grasp your opponent by the neck and throw in a twisting motion with him on your hips. Control your opponent by holding his neck. Place your waist deep under him and push to the side. Koshi-guruma must be executed by holding your opponent's neck.